Okay, I'm going to speak a little bit louder. Actually, I'm going to mute all you guys as well. You're all muted. Okay, if you guys can hear me, put thumbs up. You can hear me? Okay, sweet. Okay, we will get started. Just type in the box if you have any questions, because my laptop's broken, so I've got a connection of speakers going around me right now. So I might sound a little bit like I'm underwater, but hopefully it'll be okay. So welcome to your Sunday Slowdown session. I hope you guys are all good and ready to chill out and pretty much do a sleep session. I have been pretty hectic. I don't know what I've been doing since Easter. I just made a cake. It smells really good. Not ideal just before I'm about to do a yoga session because I can smell it from here. But that's okay. It'll be worth it after. So today we are going to focus a little bit more on the hips. The last Sunday we focused more on the chest and opening up the shoulder blades and stuff. Today we are going to focus on the hips and just loosening them up. We're going to spend about 2 to 3 minutes in each position, so it's going to be really slow and steady. You're going to focus on your breathing as much as you possibly can. So first of all, you guys are going to need a towel. So I've just got a towel rolled up like this. And grab some pillows as well if you don't have them. Just move you guys down so you can see my yoga mat. There we go. Okay, so we're going to start in butterfly position. So you're just going to put the towel in the middle of the mat, and you're going to have it from the bottom of your back all the way up to your neck, and you're just going to lie back. We're going to have the feet together, so that in butterfly position, to start with your knees up, and then just drop them to the side. Let those shoulders relax back. And you're just going to close those eyes, guys, and we're going to start focusing on that breathing. So each breath, you want to be 3 seconds in with a 3-second hold and 3 seconds out. Good, so get comfy, get relaxed. We're going to be here for a little while. We're going to start with 3, 2, 1, in, 3, 2, 1, hold, and 3, 2, 1, out. So you guys find your own pace with that and just really focus on that breath work. Letting those hips relax into the ground. You want to feel like you're melting. And when you're breathing, guys, you want to focus on it not just stopping at your lungs, at your chest, but going all the way down to your belly button. Really big, deep breath into that belly. You want to feel it rise. Nice, guys, so we're just going to start about thinking about how the week has been since you were last here, or since I last spoke to you guys. What have you enjoyed about the week? Try and think of 3 things that you really enjoyed, that you're grateful for. 3 things that maybe you want to take with you if we go into phase 3 next week. Still focusing on that breath work as well. 3 seconds in. 3, 2, 1. Hold. And out. 2, 1. Now we're going to think about 3 things that we've not enjoyed that much about the past week. What have you been struggling with? Some people have really enjoyed the whole lockdown situation and thrived from it. Some people haven't. That's okay. Think about why you haven't enjoyed those things and what is it? Does it clash with your personality? Are you really outgoing and you need people around you? lying here for a second, guys, if I've got another minute. And slowly, in your own time, you're going to roll over onto one side. Use one of those pillows if you wish to put under your head. There's no race today. We're going at our own time, our own pace the whole way through, keeping those eyes closed. Again, still focusing on that breathing. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds hold, and 3 seconds out. Throughout this practice, if you can extend it, try get up to 5 seconds in, 5 seconds hold, and 5 seconds out. The more we focus on the breath work, not only will it help with that flexibility when we're going to be opening up those hips, but it's also going to help focus that mind so it's not traveling all over the place. And from here, guys, we're slowly going to push up into a seated position. So just moving that towel out of the way. We're going to have those feet in a wide diamond shape. So bringing them quite far out. You don't need them close and feet together. You're going to grab one of those pillows and you're just going to relax onto it. So relax that head. You can have that back curved. If you need 2 pillows, use 2 pillows. They want to be comfortable. And again, just focusing on that breath. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds hold, and 3 seconds out. If you want to pull your glutes up from underneath, you can. You might feel like you can get a little bit lower, but we're not focusing on getting low too much. More about just relaxing into it. Letting those knees fall out to the side, letting those hips relax and sink into the ground, especially with those sit bones. If you're feeling any pressure anywhere, try breathe into that area. So for example, I can feel a little bit of pressure into my lower back, so I'm going to aim to breathe there. If this position feels really comfortable for you, try get rid of one of the pillows and lean a little bit further forwards. With each breath, you're going to try push a little bit lower, but at your own pace. Letting the upper body fully relax down, sinking towards those knees. And slowly, slowly, we're going to walk back up. Bringing those knees together. Just lean back slightly and let them drop from side to side. Release any tension in that lower back. And next, we're going to go into a narrow diamond. So this time you're going to start with those feet a lot closer. So you're going to imagine you're reading your feet like a book and letting those knees drop to the side. If this is uncomfortable at all, you can put a pillow underneath your knees. And then we can also have one here that you can rest your head onto as well. You don't want to feel any tension, so prop those knees up if you need to so they can feel like they can relax to the side. And then just leaning forwards. This time we're going to really hinge at those hips. So try keep that back nice and straight and lengthen out. Again, just focusing on that breathing. You really want to relax into it. With every breath, try get that forehead a little bit further forwards. If it's more comfortable, turn your head to the side. And slowly but surely, you can start to walk those hands out a little bit more. So now we're going to start thinking about those 3 things that you really enjoyed for the past week. Thinking about why you enjoyed them, how they made you feel, and how it affected your behavior from there. Are these things that you're going to be able to carry on into our busy life? For example, I've been cooking loads, but I know as soon as I get busy, it's one of the things that disappears. But it's something I really enjoy, so I should make more time for. Think about what yours are. What are your 3 things that you're going to aim to take forwards? Still trying to sink a little bit lower with each breath. Slowly, we're going to walk all the way back up, push up with those hands, remove any pillows. We're going to drop those hips side to side again, release any tension in that lower back. Shake those legs out if you need to. And from here, you're just going to face to one side. We're going to go into a hip flexor stretch. So you're going to have one leg round. I'll show you face on, but you guys face the other side of your mat. So you've got one leg in front like this, and the other leg going back, so kind of like a Z shape. You might find that your hip bone's really high up. Try push it down, so you want your glute to be on the floor. You want both bum cheeks to be sitting on the floor. When you've got both bum cheeks on the floor, you might find you feel a little bit of tension in your hip flexor. If you can walk your hands back slowly, try to. This might be enough for you. You might want to stay here. You might be able to go down onto your elbows. You might want to put a pillow behind you and go fully down onto the ground. Maybe you need 2 pillows. But just stay where it's comfortable for you to relax and really focus on that breathing. The more you focus on that breathing and taking that blood flow into that hip flexor, the lower you're going to be able to get, slowly, slowly. Keeping those eyes closed, guys. Find your position, and we're going to stay there for a little while. If you feel like it's not hard enough, you can use that opposite heel to push that opposite knee down to the ground. You'll then feel that stretch a little bit more through that hip flexor. Bring that mind back to that breath work. We want today's practice to be mindful. It's okay if it wanders off every now and then, but try to always bring it back to the breath. Something that your mind keeps going back to, try asking yourself why. Why is it bugging you? Breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. And out. 2, 1. And again. In. 2, 1. Hold. 2, 1. And out. 2, 1. Find your pace and keep your breathing to that. If you're doing the 5-5-5, give that a go. Trying to get a little bit lower if you can. If you're struggling to get lower, let that heel come away from the glutes a little bit. You might find it a bit easier. We've got 3 more big deep breaths, guys, before we're going to come out of this position. Make the most of it. Make sure they're deep, sending that energy to the hip flexor. Slowly this time, try and come back up out of it. Use your hands to push forward. Take it really slow coming out of it. Bringing both legs in front of you, shake those legs out a little bit. Going to come onto that back and roll out that lower back. Hug those knees into your chest. Mini circles if that feels comfortable, or just side to side. Maybe back and forth. And then we're going to come back onto the other side, so sitting back up. Start with both feet in that diamond shape, and we're going to put one leg back. Again, putting that pillow behind you, if that feels comfortable. And make sure that hip bone is down on the ground. So you don't want to be up like this, but really put both glutes onto the floor. Once both glutes are firmly on the floor and you can feel both bum cheeks on the floor, you're going to slowly walk those hands back. If they're not touching the ground, just stay upright. You can put your pillow here and lift your head. If they are, you can slowly start to walk those hands back until maybe you're on your elbows or maybe you're rested onto your pillow. Finding your position, guys, and just resting into it, closing those eyes, bringing that attention back to your breathing. Again, using that opposite heel, push that knee down if you want to get a little bit further. Use that stretch. If any of these stretches are too much, just come into child's pose. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes, so focus on really getting comfortable with any stretch that you feel. Again, focusing that breath on the pattern of 3 or the pattern of 5. Relaxing those shoulders into the ground. You want to really feel like everything's melting, everything's sinking into the floor. You want to try to feel every part of your body having contact with the ground. Your feet, all the way to your knees, your glutes, your shoulder blades, your elbows and your hands. Your head may be on the ground as well. Just relaxing into it. Inhale, hold, and exhale. And inhale, hold, and exhale. Got 3 more breaths where we are. Try to let go of any tension. And slowly starting to walk out a bit. Use those elbows and hands to push you up. Dropping those hips side to side. Give those legs a little bit of a shake before we go onto that back and hug those knees into that chest. Again, rocking side to side. Might be doing mini circles with those knees. Whatever feels nice on that lower back. Cranking your hips for letting you get into the position, whichever position you got into. Just staying still for a second, really hugging those knees into the chest. Make sure those heads and shoulders are relaxed onto the ground. From here, we're just going to straighten those legs out and roll onto one side. Again, letting that head relax onto the pillow. Find a position that's comfy. I don't know about you guys, but it might feel like we've had 3 weeks of rest, but in actual fact, my mind has been going absolutely crazy. I've had so many ideas and things that I've wanted to do. At the start especially, there was a lot of worry from people. Now's the time to let all that go and just let your mind focus on your breathing, on the positions that you're doing, on thanking your body for letting you do this. Now's the time to relax. Slowly, we're going to roll onto our fronts. Still keeping that pillow under your head. Letting those hips relax. Letting those ankles fall out, letting go of any tension. Listening to the rain if you can hear it, if it's with you. From here, we're going to slowly go into Sphinx pose, which is like a mini cobra. So you're going to have those forearms on the mat. There's going to be 3 versions of this. So you can either have just the forearms on the mat, and you can rest your head on your pillow. Or to make it a little bit harder, you can have the arms on the pillow and use another pillow to rest your head if you want. To make it even harder, you can walk those hands up and stay here. Find a position that works for you. I'm going to have my hands on one pillow and my head on the other. Keeping those shoulders back and down. We want that chest up high, even if that head is rested. Letting that lower back relax, letting those glutes relax, make sure there's no tension. And again, with those eyes closed, focus on that breath work. Breathing into anywhere you do feel tension, maybe your middle back, your lower back, especially if you've been sat down a lot. Try let those hip bones sink into the ground. If you want to bring those hands forwards to make it a little bit harder, you can. If that is too much, just stay with the forearms on the floor and breathe. Focusing on keeping those shoulder blades down still. You want that neck to be tall and long. From here, we're going to slowly go back into a wide-kneed child's pose. So keeping those knees on either side of the mat, bring those toes together, and just sitting back into it. Again, you can use those pillows if you want to rest your head. Aiming to get that bum to the heels, letting those knees go out to the side. And releasing any tension in those hip flexors. Inhaling through that nose, holding for 3, and then out through the mouth. If you are feeling any pain in those hip flexors, maybe a little bit of tension just from the stretches that we just did, aim to breathe into that area. And from here, guys, we're slowly going to go into puppy pose. Again, moving those pillows forwards. You're going to keep your hips in line with your knees, and you're going to try bring that chest down to the ground. Make sure that bum's not going backwards. It's not like this. It's not like this, but it's straight above those knees. And you want to get that chest to the ground, or rest your forehead to the ground if that's as far as you can go. Use a pillow if you want to. Whatever's comfy for you, this is your practice. We're going to stay here for a few minutes, so bring that mind back to that breathing. Let that belly relax, let your shoulders relax. Thinking about what made you come to Slowdown Sunday sessions. What are you wanting to get from today's session and today's practice? As you breathe deep, trying to walk those hands a little bit further, get that chest a little bit closer to the ground. Really focus on relieving any tension. Maybe the tension's in your shoulders this time. Bring those elbows back a little bit if it is. Just sinking that chest. Letting the thoughts of today sink in. And from here, we're going to slowly come back up. We're going back into child's pose, but this time narrow. Make sure those knees and feet are together. Again, use that pillow if you want, and bring those arms backwards. Really feeling the roundness of that spine. Letting those shoulder blades relax. Bring the arms towards the toes. And try get those bums to the heels. From here, you're going to bring your head up and slowly walk those hands out into that cat-cow pose. Starting with cat, letting that belly relax, breathing in. And then going into that cat pose and arching that back, breathe out. We're going to do this 5 times at your own pace. So into cow, breathe in. Really get that stretch, let that neck relax. And back to that cat, breathe out. Go for a little bit of a wiggle, let those hips relax. And back into cow, bringing that head up. And again into cat. This is the 3rd round. We've got 2 more. Head up, let that belly relax. And back into that cat pose. Really arching that back, suck that belly in. And 1 more round. Back into that cat pose for that last time. From here, we're going to bring the knees together and the feet to the side of the mat. So you might want some pillows. I think I need about 5 pillows. So knees together and feet wide. And you're slowly going to let that bum sit down and we're going to lean back. If that's too much, guys, just stay upright. You want to aim to get that bum to the ground. If it is too much, aiming to get your bum to the ground, you can have the pillow underneath it. So you can sit on a few pillows. You might find that a bit more comfy to then lean back. Whatever it is, try find a position that's comfy for you. If you're upright like this, that's okay. I'm sat on 2 pillows and I have one behind me so I can get a little bit lower. And again, close those eyes and start focusing on that breathing. 3 in, 3, 2, 1, and hold, 2, 1, and back out, 2, 1. As you go, try and get a little bit lower. Maybe let's go onto those elbows. If you are on those elbows, just focus on finding where's comfortable for your head. Maybe you've got it dropped back. Maybe you're looking up at the sky. Maybe you've got your chin tucked into your chest. None of these positions want to be uncomfortable. It might be slightly challenging, however. Starts to get too much, remember you can always walk out of it a little bit and just stay here. Maybe after being out of it for a little bit, you'll be able to walk those hands back again. Or maybe you're just more comfortable upright. The more height you get under your bum, so the more pillows you're sat on, the easier it will be. Got 1 more minute where we are, so really focus on that breath. More big deep breaths. And slowly, in your own time, coming back up to seated. Moving some of those pillows out of the way. Bringing those knees back together. And do what feels comfortable for you. Maybe it's a few rounds of cat-cow. Maybe it's just child's pose. Maybe it's stretching out those legs in down dog. Get rid of any tension from that lower back, from those hips and knees and ankles. And everyone coming back to child's pose for a couple of breaths. Finding some silence for a little bit before we go into that next movement. The silence is in the stillness. From here, we're going to go into a down dog. So just having those hands directly below those shoulders, the knees below the hips. I'm going to point those toes into the ground and stretch up. On this one, your focus is to be with your back being straight rather than your legs. So I can have my legs straight, but my back's not very straight. Whereas if my legs are bent, my back can be straight. You can pedal out those legs if you feel like you want to get some stretch into the back of those hamstrings. And then slowly walking those hands forwards into that upright plank position. Dropping those hips. We're going to bring one leg forwards. So the aim on this is to have that leg, that foot in line with the knee as much as you possibly can. If that means you're staying here, that's fine. If you need to have it back a little bit further, you can. I find it very difficult to keep it straight, so it comes more of an angle. And then we're just going to rest that head down. And we're going to stay here for 3 minutes. 120 seconds. Lots of breathing to be focused on. Really stretching out that glute. Now that we've thought about how the past week has been, we're going to think about how the next week is going to be. What do you want to be different? What do you want to get out of it? You've got some goals that you want to set. Maybe you don't have any goals, that's fine as well. We don't all have to be busy the whole time. We don't have to be learning something new every day. Maybe there's a goal that you set at the start of this 4 weeks that you said you were going to conquer, and you just haven't had time to get around to practicing it. Rather than focusing on it now, maybe think about why that is. Focus on those big deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Trying to walk that leg that's straight a little bit further back, so that heel is more on your hip. And slowly just walking those hands back up. Shoulders back, head up. We're going to push up into that high plank and switch legs to bring the other leg down. Again, roll over if you want to try get that foot a little bit more parallel to the knee before going back over. And getting mentally prepared for 3 minutes on this side. Using those pillows if you find it comfy. Letting that head relax. Maybe you'll start with 2 pillows and then go down to 1. Or maybe you just like all the pillows around you. If you feel like your brain can't relax, try to bring it back to those breathing techniques. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds hold, 3 seconds out. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds hold, 3 seconds out. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds hold, 3 seconds out. Try and step up to that 4 seconds in if you can. And from here, we're walking those hands up, bring that chest up, and pushing those legs back into that upright plank before going all the way down and relaxing that head back onto that pillow. Let those glutes relax, those knees relax. Feel those toes touching the ground, the front of your foot touching the ground, your knees and your quads, your hip bones and your belly, your chest and your shoulders, your head and your hair, those hands and those elbows. Really letting that rib cage relax after each breath. From here, we're slowly going to turn onto our side. Whichever side's comfortable. Getting a blanket if you're a little bit chilly, or a jumper if it's nearby. We're going to start preparing for the end of the practice. And slowly rolling onto that back. Finding that final position where we're going to stay for a few minutes. I personally like having a pillow underneath my knees. Maybe you want one under your head. Making sure those hands are facing the ceiling. The shoulders are relaxed and the elbows, the knees drop down, the hips have no tension. And just letting that mind be still. Inhaling all the positive energy you can from the past hour. Reaching those hands over your head, stretching out. Putting those knees into your chest. Rocking from side to side. All with those eyes closed. And just be still, having those knees for a second. Slowly rolling onto your side for the last time. We're going to push up with those hands. Coming back to that seated position. Just taking that right hand and putting it on the ball of your left head. Bring that head down to look at the knee. Slowly apply a little bit of pressure, not much. Find a position that's comfortable. Maybe it's more from your ear and out to the side. Maybe it's from the neck and out to the knee. Making sure that shoulder's relaxed. Don't let it be tense up by your ear. Pull that head round to the other side. This time your left hand. With your eyes to the knee. And finding that point that works for you. from here, placing both hands on the back of your head and just going down to the center. Let go of those hands. Your left head out and to the right. We're going to bring those shoulders up to your ears, breathing in. And let go. And again. Out. We've got 3 more. Breathing in, tight, tight, tight. And let go. 2 more, get rid of any tension. And 1 more, this is a big one, guys, your last one. Breathe in. Shake it all about. That is us, guys. Thank you. Well done. I hope you're all feeling a lot more relaxed and that you rested your brain a little bit. My friend has gone to the point where I now look like a schoolboy again. You can unmute yourselves if you want.
Annie, have a nice night.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks, Annie.
No worries, guys.
Thank you.
I hope you have a lovely evening.
Thanks, you too. See ya.
I'm gonna go eat my cake I made.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. See you next Sunday.